الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم أنس وحشتنا في قبورنا اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وآناء النهار واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Very Merciful. Allah, la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum. Allah, there is no God but He, the living, the sustaining. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum. Allah, there is no God but He, the living, the sustaining. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Neither drowsiness overtakes him, not sleep. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. To him belongs all that is in the heavens and all that is on the earth. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. Who can intercede with him without his permission? يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. He knows what is before them and what is behind them. وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. While they encompass nothing of his knowledge except what he wills. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His kursi extends to the heavens and to the earth. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. And it does not weary him to look after them, does not tire him to look after them. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. He is the All-High, the Supreme. This is an ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 25, and it consists of 10 sentences, 10 parts. It has 50 words, and in this just one verse, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned 17 times, sometime clearly, sometime reference to it. And it is known as Sayyidatu Ayatul Quran, the greatest ayah from the Quran Sharif. And also it is the most comprehensive ayat on the topic of Tawheed. The way we had Surah Al-Ikhlas, the comprehensive surat on the topic of Tawheed, this ayat, Ayatul Kursi, is the most comprehensive ayat on the topic of Tawheed, and it gives answers to the disbelievers, to those who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it also gives answers to those disbelievers who used to think that their idols, their beings that they worship, the Lat and the Uzza they used to worship, they used to say that this Lat and this Uzza are going to intercede for us on the Day of Judgment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given an answer to them and has clarified their belief in this one ayat of the Quran Sharif. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum. Allah, there is no God but He, the living, the sustaining. The word Allah is the ism that, is a proper noun and is the personal name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the personal name of God, of our Creator. And this word Allah is such that there's no plural to it. There's no gender form to this word Allah. We cannot say as we have in gods, goddesses, and etc. We do not have anything like that for the word Allah itself. So we can't have any plural form for it. We do not have any gender form for the word Allah as well. And the word Allah has been used many times in Quran, in our deen, and also in other religions as well. They may have a different form of pronouncing the word Allah, but the word Allah is used by them also. And the beauty of this word Allah is such that every letter of the word Allah refers back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have the word Allah itself, Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. And if you were to remove the word alif, the letter alif, you left with lam, and ha. So lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. And if you were to remove the first lam, you left with lahu. Lahu also refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lahu mulku samawati wal ard, yuhyi wa yumit wa huwa ala kulli shayin qadir. So if you were to remove alif, lam on all three, and you left with the word hu, again, huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu alimul ghaybi wa shahada. So every single letter of the word Allah refers back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the word Allah is so easy. It's so easy even on a child, who cannot even pronounce any words. If he was to be taught the word Allah, very easily that baby will be able to pronounce the word Allah as well. So Allahu la ilaha illahu. So la ilaha illahu is the fundamental and the base of our deen, of our religion. Without la ilaha illahu, we are not successful in this world, we are not successful in the hereafter. The a'mal and the deeds we may carry out have no value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without la ilaha illahu. Al-Hayyul Qayyum, Al-Hayy and Al-Qayyum are from the sifat and the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are one of the greatest attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Hayy means the one who is forever living. The one who is always living, he's always been there, he's here, and he will always be there. Meaning death can never come to him. We also have the word hayat, meaning us, we also live. The plants live, the animals live, the birds live, the creation live. However, our living and our life is different. We have an end to it. Time is going to come where death is going to come and take us away. And death is going to come to everything that we see around us. It may be 100 years, it may be 200 years, it may be thousands of years. But time is going to come where everything that's living now is going to come to an end. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-hayy, is such that He's always alive. Death never comes to Him at all. And the word al-qayyum, it means the what He Himself has existence and He gives others also existence. So meaning we are al-hayy, we are hayat, we are living, but we are dependent on al-qayyum. We depend on al-qayyum to exist. We need al-qayyum, we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to exist. And the word qayyum, if you look into in the grammar as well, it comes from the word from qiyam. And the word qiyam, if you look more further into it, you have the word qayyam and you have the word qayyum, which means the one who can stand up himself and can also lift others and can also make others stand. The one who can handle himself and the other one who can also handle others as well. So al-hayy al-qayyum is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever living, death will never come to him. And al-qayyum, that he is existing and his existence is such that he can also give others existence as well. So others depend on him. The others will only depend, they will exist only if he wants the existence. The word al-hayy and the word al-qayyum, these sifat and these attributes can only be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cannot be with any other creation, no other human, no other being can share this quality of al-hayy and al-qayyum. And the word al-hayy, al-qayyum, if you look from the ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that in the Quran, in 3 places, in 3 surat, there is something known as Ismi A'zam. There is something known as Ismi A'zam, the great name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has indicated, the narration in Ibn Majah, that these names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are in Surah Al-Baqarah, in Surah Al-Imran, and also in Taha, Surah Taha. It doesn't clearly say which are the words. The Ismi A'zam is not clearly mentioned in this hadith. What are the Ismi A'zam? However, the scholars are more inclined towards the word Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum. Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum. And we also have the hadith of Hadith Ali radiallahu anhu, where he says that at time of Badr, I saw Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the state of sajda. And in the state of sajda, he was repeating, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. And we also hear that our ulama also mentioned that to do the tasbih, to repeat the word Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika as-saghith. So the word Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum are known as Ismi A'zam. And Ismi A'zam are the great name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we use them in our dua, and there's more like chance of our dua being accepted. So this is Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Neither drowsiness overtakes him nor sleep. Now, if you look at the word Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum, the entire universe exists because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, if you think of this, that when a person is given a task, then a time will come that he will feel tired. The greater the task, the more easy the person will get tired. Now, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sustaining and looking after the entire universe, all these galaxies, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows how many there are, all of these things only exist because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's taking care of them. So our understanding will think that, we'll say that if a person is that busy, he's got those difficult tasks, that means a time will come that he will feel tired. Our life, after a certain number of hours, we also feel tired. وَلَا تَأْخُذُهُ سِنَةٌ وَلَا نَوْمٌ. This part of the verse, he says that drowsiness does not overtake him, no sleep. Sinah, the word لَا تَأْخُذُهُ سِنَةٌ. Sinah means that when you're about to doze off. So that moment, that doesn't even come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even though He's sustaining the entire universe, entire creation, He does not even doze off. That part doesn't even come to Him. And neither sleep, He doesn't even fall asleep. Now imagine if it was to happen that drowsiness would come to him, the entire universe would collapse. Now if a person was, for example, was told to hold a cup of water, for example, and stand there, hours will pass, and sometime, after many hours, he will start falling asleep. And when he starts falling asleep, the cup of water will fall out of his hand. So that cup, that the person is, a human being, is so weak that he cannot even take care of one cup. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sustaining the entire universe. So drowsiness and sleep does not come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. To Him belongs all that which is in the heavens and all that is on the earth. So everything that we see is the possession and the ownership of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala owns all of these things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the complete owner. Yes, in this world we may have something. We have money, we have pen, we have clothes, we have homes. But remember, they are not ours. They come and go. We have something in our hands, it's in our possession for a short while, then it's gone. We ourselves, our own body, we didn't build our own body. We didn't create our body. So this is not ours as well. This is also the amanat and the trust of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everything that we see around, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the owner. Everything belongs to Him. Now when something we owe in this world, in this temporary world, we take care of that. Something that we have in our possession, we take care of that. So this entire universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the owner of that and He takes care of it. So what we see around us, whatever is happening in the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of it. These earthquakes that have been taking place, people might come out with this idea that the AARP technology had caused these earthquakes to happen. Yes, you can, for argument's sake, you might say that, okay, that has to cause the earthquake to take place, but again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of that as well. If He wants to make it happen, it will be possible. If He doesn't want to make it happen, it will not happen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything belongs to Him. He's in complete control of everything that we see around us. لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Who can intercede with Him without His permission? Now this topic of intercession is a very lengthy topic. This is Surah Al-Baqarah. In Surah Al-Baqarah, there are 3 places before this. In the 6th ruku, and there's وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا لَا تَجْزِي نَفْسٌ عَنْ نَفْسٍ in there as well. And just the one verse before Ayatul Kursi, وَلَا شَفَاعَةً, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that there is no being who can intercede. So 3 places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said there's no intercession. However, here, there's an exclusion here, there's an exception here. There's an exception here that مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Who can intercede? Now here the word, the way it's presented is that sort of authority, that who has the courage of interceding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Surah Al-Naba, He says, يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الرُّوحُ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ صَفًّا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا. On the day of judgment, every single being will be completely silent. Nobody will have the courage to speak up. Even the great prophets will be silent. They won't be able to have the courage of speaking up. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will be the one that will be able to speak and have the courage of interceding through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So on that day, nobody will be able to intercede, nobody will be able to speak up. مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. This is the answer to those disbelievers who used to say, this Lat, this Uzza that we have, they are like the children of Allah, they will intercede for us. You know, when you have the word Lat, scholars explain that the Lat could be the feminine form of the word Ilah. And the word Uzza could be the feminine form of the word Aziz, which is referring to Allah. So here they say that the disbelievers used to think at that time that this Lat and Uzza that we are worshipping are the children of Allah, the real Allah, the true Allah. They will intercede for us in front of Allah, and we will be forgiven and we will get into Jannah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said that no being will have the ability to intercede. Nobody will have the authority to intercede in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala illa bi-idhni, except to Him who He gives permission to. Whoever Allah gives permission to, that person will be given the authority and the authority to intercede for others. As we know that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam he'll have the shafa'at al-kubra, he will be given the greatest, intercession. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam will intercede for us in two different ways. First, he will intercede for those who have bad deeds. Their bad deeds are heavier than the good deeds. The bad deeds are heavier than the good deeds. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to intercede for them so they can get entry into Jannah. Number two, second way Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam intercede is that those pious, righteous people who will already be granted into Jannah, but Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam will intercede for them to get higher ranks in Jannah. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam will intercede. So the intercession will only through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like this, we all know from the hadith that the Huffaz, the true Hafiz of the Quran, will also have be given the permission to intercede for those 10 individuals from his home who were destined to go into Jahannam. So the Hafiz, who's a true Hafiz, who's practicing upon what he has learnt, then that person will be able to intercede on the Day of Judgment. Again, through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not without their own authority, but whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives permission, they will be able to intercede. And يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم is the next part where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that He knows what is before them, what is behind them. Meaning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has complete knowledge. Now, do you know, in this world, when you intercede for somebody, is in that manner or in that situation where the other person is unaware of something. For example, there's a court case going on, and in the court case, the judge has 10 amounts of information, but you come and intercede with another 3 for information that the judge was unaware of. Maybe those 3 for information that you will bring might help the person, and he will be able to be free. So that judge is not unaware of those 3 things. But this here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ, the intercession that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give, the permission that He will give, does not mean that Allah was unaware of the situation of that being. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is completely aware of the person who will intercede, and also Allah is completely aware of the person who will intercede for. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has complete knowledge. He has complete knowledge. So the question is that why is there intercession then? Why will Allah give permission to certain individuals to intercede? One answer to that is that to show the rank of that being, to show the rank of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in front of his creation, to show the rank of the Hafiz of the Quran in front of the creation, that this person has a rank that has been given the permission to intercede. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a complete knowledge of both the one who will intercede and the one who is intercession for. وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. At the same time, the person who will intercede, knowledge that he has is only small amount what he has been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The complete knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot have that. We cannot have the ability to encompass and take the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't have that ability. Whatever we know is being given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we learn in the first juz as well, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. The angels were told to see and label few items. So the angel said, قَالُوا لَا عِلْمَ لَنَا إِلَّا مَا عَلَّمْتَنَا. Whatever you have given the ilm and knowledge of to us, that's only little that we know. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever knowledge He has given to us is only a small amount of what knowledge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. And this also clears out that those people who believe that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam or other prophets had the knowledge of the unseen. They had the ilm al-ghaib. Now here as well we need to remember that whatever Allah gives the knowledge to the prophets is maybe of the unseen, is still a small amount of the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. So this knowledge that we have is only given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not something that we have ourselves come out with or we ourselves have made up. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge, He said that we cannot encompass and we cannot have except what He has given to us and what He has whatever He wills. So وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His kursi extends to the heavens and to the earth. Now this kursi again requires a lot of time to explain, but what we can understand from this is that two explanations can be given. One is the authority that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. Sometimes we say that this chair, the chairman of the place, means that that person has the authority over something. The chairman of the country has the authority over the country. This could also mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has complete authority. He has a complete control over everything. Or the second answer that could be given is that yes, the chair that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has some sort of a form to it, has some sort of a body to it. But what is the body form of that chair, of the kursi? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a complete knowledge of. We do not go deep into this, try to understand what sort of kursi it is and etc. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from a body. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from space. So we cannot think that how can Allah be on a chair? We cannot go in deeper into that. So the best way, for example, we have Yadullahi, the Allah's hand, ankles, and the other verses in the Quran, the Arsh and etc. What is the exact form of that? We leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not go deep into this. We do not go into the argument of what this kursi looks like and what this arsh looks like. Yes, what we do know that these kursi and this arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are so great. In one hadith, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that if you have all the 7 heavens and the 7th earth, compared to this kursi is like a small ring in a huge land. So these 7 heavens and the earth are like a small ring in a huge land compared to the kursi. And the kursi is such like a ring compared to the arsh. Now, what that is, we leave it to the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what the correct understanding of this kursi is. So وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. And it does not tire Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in looking after all of them, i.e. the heavens and the earth. We have a great task, we get tired, we feel sleepy, but to maintain and to sustain and to look after the 7 heavens and the 7th earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not get tired. He does not put any pressure on him, He does not put any burden upon him. So وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا is also an answer to those people that who used to think or used to believe as the people of Tawrat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took 6 days to build the heaven and the earth. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also indicated towards that. Now what does that really mean? There's a different session that how long, what does it mean? But Allah took 6 days to build the heaven and the earth. So they used to think that if Allah took 6 days to build the heaven and the earth, that means on the 7th day He got tired and He rested. He got tired and He rested. So Allah gives the answer, وَمَا مَسَّنَا مِن لُغُوبٍ in Surah Qaf, وَمَا مَسَّنَا مِن لُغُوبٍ, that to build these heavens and the earth that may have took 6 days, it did not bring any weakness or fatigue or tiredness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not get tired in sustaining and maintaining all of this. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. Why? Because He is all high and He is supreme. He is beyond our imagination, He is beyond our understanding. We cannot compare ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a brief translation and brief explanation of this Ayatul Kursi. There are a few lessons that we learn from this. One of them is that there is none worthy of worship besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we look at the attributes and the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is nobody who has that the quality except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that who we can worship. So it's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who deserves to be worshipped. Another lesson that we learn that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sustaining them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is maintaining them, and He does not tire Him, and He does not feel drowsy or sleepy in maintaining all of this. And we also learn that on the Day of Judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow certain individual to intercede on behalf of others with His permission. And we also learn that the ilm and the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is said that we cannot comprehend and we cannot encompass. And we also learn that whatever we have shouldn't become a means of pride in us, but to become more humble in front of Allah, that this is knowledge that I have is only through through what you have given to me. So this is the few of the lessons that we learn. Now the virtues of this Ayatul Kursi are many. One of them is the benefits in this world. Benefits in this world is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring protection to that being who reads Ayatul Kursi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect him from harm. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect him from shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect him from evil, from devil. Many hadith and stories on this. One of them is about Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu was looking after some zakat wealth in the month of Ramadan. He was collected and he was given the permission of looking after them. And in the middle of the night, somebody came and started stealing from that amount that was gathered. Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu got hold of him. So he started making excuses that, look, I am very poor, I've got children, I need to look after those people at home. So Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu took pity on him and he let him off. Next day, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked that what happened about the prisoner, about the person who came last night. So the Abu Hurairah explained that he made excuses and I had pity on him and let him go. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that he is a liar, but he's going to come again. He's a liar, but he's going to come again. Second night, Abu Hurairah knew that he's going to come again. So he was waiting and he came. Same thing happened again where he made excuses. Abu Hurairah let him off. Third morning, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked again what happened. So he narrated the story and he said, let him off. Second morning. So he let him off again. Prophet ﷺ said again, he's going to come again, he's going to do the same thing. So now on the third night, Abu Hurairah waited and waited. That person came and he made excuses. This time Abu Hurairah said, no, I'm going to get hold of you, keep you here until morning so I can take you to Prophet ﷺ. This time, this individual who came, he said, look, I'm going to teach you something, can you let me off? I'm going to teach you something, can you let me off? And whatever I'm going to teach you is going to help you to protect yourself from this. It's going to help you to protect what you have. So then he taught him the Ayatul Kursi to him. So next morning, Prophet ﷺ asked what happened about the prisoner. Abu Hurairah explained that he made the same excuses, but this time I was firm. But he taught me something and he said that if you read these verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you. So Prophet ﷺ said that yes, he is a big liar, but this time he spoke the truth. And who is that being? That's shaitan. So that was shaitan who came in a human being on 3 nights, but he has spoken the truth this time that when you read Ayatul Kursi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you. One of the story is that there was a business person, he was traveling and he needed a place to rest. So he came to a village and he was directed to a owner of a deserted house. There was one house that was deserted, nobody would live in there. So he was directed to the owner of that. So he came to him and said, look, I need a place to rest. Can you just give me a place? He goes, just go for free. I'm not going to even charge you to go and sleep in that place. You can, rest in that place for free. So this businessman went, put his bistar down, put his bedding down, and he went to sleep. In the middle of the night, he realized that something is there. He realized something is there. So he started reading Ayatul Kursi. So Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. The jinnat that had come, he also recited Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. لا تأخذ سنة ولا نوم. The jinn is also reading لا تأخذ سنة ولا نوم. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. He is also reading له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. The jinn is also reading من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. The jinn is also reading يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. The jinn is also reading ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. This is confused. What's happening? Ayatul Kursi is supposed to help me. Then بما شاء وسع كرسي السماوات والأرض. The jinn is also reading وسع كرسي السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما. The jinn wasn't reading that. ولا يؤوده حفظهما. So this business person realized that this is what's going to help. So ولا يؤوده حفظهما. Why? ولا يؤوده حفظهما. It does not tire, it does not burden Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to look after whatever he has created. So ولا يؤوده حفظهما. He kept reading ولا يؤوده حفظهما ولا يؤوده حفظهما. He kept repeating until he saw something like a spark or something, and the jinn disappeared. Fell asleep. Next morning, the villagers heard a sound, they heard a voice that the last night the biggest jinn in the area has been killed. The biggest jinn in the area has been killed through the barakah of Ayatul Kursi. Like this, in one more story before we finish. a true story mentioned by the Maulana Abdul Rahim Sahib in one of his bayan, that in London there was a Muslim sister who was walking home after work. So there was two routes. One of them she had to take to reach home easier, was like a tunnel type. So she started walking in this tunnel on her own. She realized and she could sense that somebody walking behind me. So there was a man who was following her. After a certain moment, after a certain distance, the man went away and changed his direction. Then people noticed that this person was following this woman, and then he changed the direction. So then he was reported. She also reported, and he went to the police investigation. So they captured this individual. And they asked him that, what happened? So because this individual, after they did the DNA test, they came to realize that he's the same one who had attacked another woman the night before. He had also attacked another woman the night before in the same area. So this is what the investigation led them to. So they asked that, okay, you attacked the woman in the previous night in the same place, and in the next night, another situation, another occasion for you to do the same thing. There was another woman who was walking past, and you didn't attack this woman. Why did that happen? So this person replied that when I was walking behind her, I noticed that there's two people dressed in white walking alongside, on either side of her. So I got scared and I changed my direction. So afterwards they managed to find this Muslim sister, and she was asked that, who was walking with you in that night, in the tunnel? So she said, nobody, I was walking alone. Then she mentioned that I was reading Ayatul Kursi. So this is what is that when the person reads Ayatul Kursi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates angel for us who come and protect us as well. And we learn from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that when a person recites Ayatul Kursi before going to sleep, angels are appointed near you who are going to safeguard and protect you. There are many things that we can discuss about Ayatul Kursi. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to take lessons from the Quran. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to learn the 4 quls that we have discussed in the last 4 weeks. And Ayatul Kursi as well, something that we should learn, something we should teach our children, and have yaqeen and faith that inshallah these 4 quls and the Ayatul Kursi are going to be means of protection for us and safety for us as well. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our gathering. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to practice upon what has been heard and what has been said, and give us yaqeen in the Quran and the hadith, and make our iman stronger. Allahumma ameen. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. سبحان ربك رب العزة ما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. There's actually another true story as well, that in America, a professor, non-Muslim, he read the meaning of the verse, and he was protected from the jinns as well. And that led him to accept Islam afterwards. Inshallah, we leave it for another day. Jazakallah khairan.